Hey, how you doing? Ken here. Just a quick update. Still having nitrite problems. Probably no better. Just doing water changes and reduced feed in the usual. They don't seem to be going any higher, which is good. But with the NT Labs test kit, I'm getting between 1 and 2. It's very hard to tell. I don't know if any of you have used NT Labs when you have nitrites, but I find them very difficult to read, and it says read after 2 minutes, but after 3 minutes it's even darker again. So does that mean something? Or anyway, the fact is, as I said last week, I have nitrite. I need to deal with it. Pond is a bit cloudy there because I gave it a brush around the sides and vac the bottom and flushed my bottom drains. I have the back cover there. What I'm trying to do is, and I'll do what I think just overnight and in the morning when I'm not out in the garden, an awful lot of blanket weed. And I think what happened was I added fertilizer tablets to the roots of the 2 lilies I put in, and I think that made it worse, if anything. I think the reason that just the light penetrates there, it's only 0.9 of a metre deep, whereas here is 1.8, 1.9 metres. So while I get green walls, I don't get blanket weeds. So just to try and do something with that, I'm going to cover it overnight. I have the luxury where I was able to completely break it down and take out the media baskets I've in there and wash them with pond water, obviously. Although it's debatable whether they're actually doing anything for me in filter wise. And I vacked out it completely and got as much blanket food out as I can, so I'm refilling it. And I also use that when I drain down clean out the filter and do the bottom drains, and I flush the bottom drains into the dirty side of my filter and vac all the crap out. I refill this side of the pond at the back anyway, so it'll take about 3 or 4 hours. Just going into the filter house. Haven't had the reagents yet to check the chlorine, but I think I can safely assume after doing the media and after being able to test it the day after and it was 0, that I'm probably okay for a while yet. I did move my trickle in. So the trickle in, let me just turn off my UV. So the trickle in was here, you remember, so I took it out of there, and I'll show you where I put it. I will get a grommet or something to go in there. I have some somewhere, but there's no risk of water getting up there because it goes into the gully here. It overflows into that before it will go anywhere. So what I did is I moved it to the clean side of the filter, to the return area. The reason being that if I do get chlorine in the water, I know some of you would say, the amount of chlorine I was getting, 0.05, it's still very low. It's still a very small amount of chlorine. Usually chlorine, I know around Dublin here in the tap water is about 0.2 parts per million. So even though the Big Blue wasn't doing its job fully, it still was taking out some of the chlorine. But I think if I was doing, and I think I said this last week, if I was doing my trickle in straight into the pond, it probably wouldn't matter at that level. However, what I am doing is I'm doing it into the dirty side of my filter, which is holds about 600-700 litres of water, and it then flows through the media and out the other side. So it is potentially far more concentrated, although debatable again as to whether it actually would do any damage. But when it's going into the filter itself, it is far more concentrated. So what I've done is I've put it in the clean side where it's been pumped straight out, so it's not in normal circumstances getting anywhere near the media. So I'm happy enough with that. It didn't take too long to do that. Just had a hose saw here. Took my time. You don't have to lean too hard on them, and did a job in a couple of minutes and was able to back out the crop that it creates. So I probably have some down here, I can't see any. And I ran the hose around the back, very soon it wasn't just, you know, and there can do. Don't have to look at it too often if it's going in under my bottom drains, and the two inlets in the bottom drains, and from the centre one is the skipper goes in under there and around the back. So that's it. At the minute I only have the pond to the main pond running, or the pump to the main pond running. That's because I'm filling up the back. So as soon as the back is full, I will open up that valve and turn on that pump, and it will start overflowing and water falling again. God, I really need a pergola, you know, just to keep the sunlight. I can even see, you know, while the water, it's a drum and the water is good, it has been clearer. You know, we're just past the summer solstice, so we're getting very long days, and you can see the pond is struggling a bit being in the sun all the time. So I need to get that done at some stage. I did, and a few of it said to me, and other people on the forum have said, oh, if you're having nitrite problems, try Pure Pond. I did. I think I've said before, I've been keeping fish in aquariums for 20 years and I've never rated these bacteria products, I have to say, because I don't understand the science. If bacteria need air, how can you put it in a bottle that has a shelf life for several years? I don't know. But anyway, I looked on Amazon, that cost €20 delivered, so I said, to hell, I'm desperate, I'll give it a try. But I put it in on Tuesday afternoon. When it arrived, that's the one with the little black beads, and they go straight into the moving bed, and I think it just breaks them up and releases what it has to release. But it's safe to say did absolutely nothing. That was previously trying this ammonia and sludge, that it's a Water Life product there that a local koi dealer gave me, and again, filter bacteria for 3,000 gallons. There wasn't quite enough for my pond, but I put that in as well. None of those things have done anything for me whatsoever, nothing. And I know the sort of nitrite to nitrate bacteria are far more delicate and tricky than the ammonia to nitrite, but suffice to say, they did nothing. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully I start seeing those nitrites reduced, because it is frustrating given we're at the height of the summer and I should be feeding, you know, with the goldfish and the koi I have around 100 grams of food a day, and I'm only putting in around 30. That's all I can safely put in, otherwise the nitrites just shoot way up, and even as it is, I'm not comfortable with them being in between the 1 and 2. What else have I done? I've looked a bit more into getting that rotating shower thing. It's actually securing one here in Ireland is the thing. I was looking at two options. Like, they are about £499 sterling for the one that comes with 100 litres of crystal biomedia, which, and I was thinking to myself, God, you know, I don't know if you've seen it, I'll put a link into it. I think I've added a link to it before. Like, they're kind of just a glorified water, but, you know, would I make one for similar or less, or for a lot less? But, you know, a water butt of that size I checked is about €100, but it's the crystal biomedia. 100 litres of that on its own is £224 before you ship. So it really probably isn't that much cheaper to make something, and it'll probably look better and be something that's designed for the job, rather than having something that maybe isn't designed for the job and never works quite well. And I'm always tinkering with. But as I said before, I was probably going to shorten this shelf and put it in that corner. They're quite a big barrel, tall shaped jug, and would have a pump out of here. So that's clean water from the drum, but it hasn't passed through my biochamber. So take it from there and pump it up into it with maybe I'd probably get a 10,000 Vary pump, the same one as these ones. I got these from Coastal Coil. Aqua Eco Vario, and I have to say they're very good and they're quite economical, particularly at the lower speeds. Righty actually has a good video in the last, I think he did it in April, it's worth watching, but he's come to the conclusion that the bigger the pump, so if you get a 30,000 litre per hour Vario pump, if you turn it down, it actually operates on less watts than the less powerful pumps than say a 10,000 litre. Interesting to see. So maybe I'd get another 20 and stick it on and just have it pump up into the top of the shower. It trickles down through it and then coming out and then into this pipe. I'll probably have to cut that and put a T-joint in it, and just having it trickling back into that return and going back to the pond. It'll have to be this one that is to the main pond, because as I said before, the other one is for the back and I don't use that during the winter. I shut it down. So that is it, and I'll let you know how the nitrite goes. Hopefully I'll have made some progress with it by next week. The filter, because of my backing and brushing and all the rest, is turning over every 5 or 10 minutes or so. It's cleaning because there's a lot of debris in there. Doing its job, so the water should be a lot cleaner in the morning. Talk to you again. Thanks a lot. Cheers.